Seahawks 34, Saints just 7. Seattle sits 2 games ahead of the Saints and the Panthers now for the #1 seed in the NFC. But judging by that score alone, the distance is much further than that. Russell Wilson impressed, the defense intimidated, and the 12th man absolutely exploded. Seattle fans are passionate and very wise, but when Rick Riley visited Seattle, he found someone you might not expect to know quite so much.
Seattle used to be famous for 2 things, coffee and computers. But these days, Seattle has become nirvana for something else. Football. So who's the most knowledgeable Seahawks fan? Is it this guy? Who's the punter? I don't know. Is it this woman? Who's the head coach?
How would I know? I'm a girl. Come on.
What about her? Who's the quarterback?
I don't know.
What about him? Who's the long snapper?
Who cares?
Maybe we need somebody more qualified. Perhaps ESPN's professor of football, John Clayton. He lives in Seattle. Who wears number 68?
68. You know, I think there's a person who knows that a little better than me.
Could it be that the most knowledgeable football fan in Seattle is barely bigger than the football itself? What's Marshawn Lynch's nickname?
Beast mode.
Who's the kicker? Who's the right tackle? You've heard of the 12th man, right? But have you heard of the 12th toddler? Her name is Callie Buto. She's 3 years old, loves Mickey Mouse, and can name you most any player on the Seahawks roster. And their jersey number. And their position. What number is he? This all started as a nighttime tradition between Callie and her sheriff's deputy father before he went up to work the graveyard shift.
Who's the special teams captain?
Hello.
I thought, let's see if she can memorize some Seahawks players. And it kind of turned into a bedtime ritual. What number is Percy Harvin?
11.
So instead of reading her Goldilocks, you're asking about Golden Tate.
I am asking about Golden Tate. She loves Golden Tate. She made up a little cheer about Golden Tate.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Actually, it doesn't stop with the Seahawks. Who are the bad guys? Do you like Drew Brees, the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints?
No, he's bad guy too. Yeah, yucky. Yuck. Yeah.
She's not necessarily the girly girl I had imagined, but she's really cute in her Seahawks jersey and her little tutu.
Like any little girl, she likes to play with dolls.
What you waiting and we're just yawning.
And yet, for all her expertise, Callie has never been to a Seahawks game or a Seahawks practice, but she needs to. She has questions, especially for quarterback Russell Wilson.
She knows that he works really hard, so she's convinced that he has like really stinky feet, and she just really wants to ask him about it.
So we took her.
How you doing?
Good. Do you have stinky feet?
Do you have stinky feet? Sometimes I got stinky feet.
That's funny.
Who am I receiving? You know?
Golden Tate sends you a party home that Golden Benjamin cut.
Look at her. She knows the whole roster. You're going to be a GM or owner one day, aren't you?
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, a coach's assistant?
Hi, Callie.
Be careful.
How are you?
Good.
Nice to see you. Who's going to be our running back this week?
Mr. Lynch.
Yeah. Do you know who's going to be his fullback?
Yeah. Michael Robinson.
Who are our linebackers?
Bobby Granger, Dolan,
Yeah.
and KJ Watt.
That's exactly right.
No,
Any idea what she might end up in life?
She's gonna work for ESPN. Right after ESPN comes, they're gonna be like, oh, we'll just sign you to a futures contract.
Please don't ever take my job.
I can't make any promises.
This story just stopped being so cute. Pretty soon, though, Callie might have some competition of her own. Her younger brother eats this stuff up. But for now, a little kid remains the biggest fan.
I better look out. I swear they get younger and younger every year, these girls.
You didn't see that coming, did you? She's adorable.
She's great. Very, very impressive kid. You know, a little news there from